Well, good morning. Yes, you're seeing the clock exactly what it is, 2:30 a.m. I have not slept not one wink yet tonight. I initially went to bed around 9 o'clock. I got a phone call at 10 from somebody that I was hoping to call earlier. In fact, this message today was written, the blurb was written when I didn't receive the call, but I'll just read the blurb and we'll go on from there and I'll tell you more. The title of the message is, If I've Offended You in Any Way, Please Forgive Me. A friend that I used to talk with regularly came strongly to my mind yesterday. We had not communicated since August until I finally called her last evening. She was on her way to the doctor and agreed to call when she got home. She did not call and did not answer when I called her twice before going to bed. I got her voicemail. This gave me problems falling asleep, as the thought came to me that I might have offended her in some way when I was struggling to get well again. I left her messages to let her know how I felt. I realized that I probably offended several people during my recovery. If you did me no wrong and were not part of the Attack Ron and the Ambassador group, please forgive me. Interestingly, at 10 o'clock, she called me. I had just finished writing the blurb and had just gone into my bedroom to lay down and go to sleep. And we talked for a good half hour, and I thought I'd fall right asleep. Wrong. It's 2:32 right this minute. As I said, I have not been asleep yet. I usually get up 5:30 every morning. Doesn't give me much time. I have to take the children to school tomorrow. So I'm almost afraid to fall asleep now because neither my daughter or her husband will be home. It's my responsibility to make sure the kids get to school on time. Interesting dilemma, isn't it? Anyway, I ended up to help me fall asleep. I ended up putting the Goldfish report on, thinking, well, it'll just provide some background noise and I'll be able to fall asleep. I was so pulled into it that I listened to the whole thing. And I'm totally wide awake now. I just finished just like 5 minutes ago before I started this video. Finished listening to that report. We need to pay attention, folks. That report, let me just click on the thing. It's Time to Destroy the 666 Beast is the title of it. And I absolutely, totally agree that that's what needs to be done. But in any case, let's get back to the topic for today. I know that when I was going through the trauma of recovery, the trauma was not before I had my surgery. The trauma began after I had my surgery, with the anesthesia wearing off and all of the pains that I had to deal with, and loss of memory, the inability to breathe deeply, and for months I could not. I would walk just a little bit, and I'd have to stop and sit down and catch my breath. This was what I was going through until I had the holistic practitioner apply some treatments, and for the last month and a half maybe I've been able to breathe normally, and I've been exercising every day for the past month. But I realized, as I was just thinking about this friend, I wonder if the reason she's not talking to me anymore is because I offended her some way. Now, there's no truth in that. I didn't offend her. She has issues that have been going on in her own life that have consumed her, and she simply hasn't brought it to my attention. She hasn't even been watching any of my videos. But we did have a nice conversation. She's still my friend. And she lives, she calls it 10 o'clock, but again, she's in a time zone. She lives west of me in another time zone. So it was earlier for her than it was for me. And the reason she didn't answer the phone is because her cell phone battery went dead on her. So it was automatically going to voicemail. I tell you all that just to fill in a little bit about my mindset, because I was really concerned that she didn't call me, that I had offended her, and I really do not want to be offensive to people. I want to be part of the healing, part of the awakening. Now, granted, I left out uh, in my apology, please forgive me, I left out those that were attacking me in the Ambassador. And unless you're willing to see and listen to what the Ambassador has to say and understand why I support what he's saying so strongly, pay attention. What he's saying is the hope of the world. We've got to defeat the beast if we're going to get the world set straight. We've got to expose the criminals and give them a chance, as he says, to repent. To repent. And the cabal needs to ask our humanity's forgiveness for what they've done and what they've tried to do. But we cannot let them destroy the world. We cannot let them destroy humanity. There is no promised land if we let them continue their game plan, which is fraud and deception, and leads nowhere good for humanity, not even for them. That's the irony of it. Though if they destroy the whole world, what makes them think that they're going to be able to pull out of it and come out smelling like roses? It isn't going to happen, folks. It's going to be not a very nice thing. But the Ambassador offers hope, which is why I love that man, which is why I care for him. Will I ever get the money that he promised me? Whether I do or not is not even relevant. The relevance is the message that he's bringing to humanity. I believe ultimately we're all going to have all of our financial needs met, and that's a stepping stone, because ultimately the whole system of finance isn't going to be in existence like it's been, and it's not only will it not be debt, slavery like we've experienced, and where the currency isn't even real. It's debt instruments. Dollars are debt instruments, not currency at all. It's not backed by anything, not anything. It's fraud, fraud, more fraud. But in any case, we're moving into a new paradigm. We're moving into something different. And that's where we need to put our focus, which is why I emphasize listening to the Ambassador. He has a message as one of the elite that had his eyes opened. Okay? He had his eyes opened. He's a Muslim. Okay? But he understands that most Muslims have been distorted. Their Islamic faith has been distorted, just like Christians have had their faith distorted, and Jews have had their faith distorted. Those are the three main religions that cause the problems in the whole world. It's not really Hinduism, and it's not really Buddhism. Not that they're superior religions. It's just simply that they have not tried to dominate the whole world like especially Christians and Jews have tried to do, with Islam being the scapegoat, or the ones that they have used to attack. We need to get beyond all this, and we've all offended people, and we need to forgive ourselves, and we need to forgive each other, and we need to be able to finally realize what it means to love one another. Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to get any sleep tonight at all. Maybe not. But I wanted to bring this to you while while I'm wide awake. I feel tired, but I am wide awake. And I thank you all for your prayers and your support that you've given me over this period of this crisis of, of health issues that I've had to face. I'll bring more updates on that in the future. But for right now, I'm going to let this one go, and I'm looking forward to my conversation with my friend who is coming back from China within the next day or two, and let him get some rest that he needs for the trip, and then do an interview with him hopefully this weekend. Well, we'll see. I'm not sure exactly which day he's going to arrive back in Florida. But anyway, thank you again for listening. Thank you for your prayers and your support, your understanding. Thank you for forgiveness. And by the way, even those that have attacked me and the ambassador, if you want forgiveness, I'll forgive you and restore friendships if possible, and unblock people if possible. But it's not about attacking. It's not. If you're going to make it about attacking, I will keep doing what I've been doing, because my whole role is to heal. It's not about attacking. It's not about fighting. Thank you for listening, and namaste.